The Red Dirt D&D podcast is brought to you by Pro Laser Cuts. The Oklahoma company provides pre-made and customizable design laser cut dice towers, tokens, and more developed by a gamer for gamers and now available to enhance your tabletop game. Pro Laser Cuts products can be found at many Oklahoma City area game stores, local events, and now available online at prolasercuts.com. That's laser and cuts with a Z, Pro Laser Cuts. Welcome to Red Dirt D&D. I'm Michael Cross, and I play Gideon Block, a paladin with a tragic past.
I'm Kiri Hester, and I play Poppy Tealeaf, a hobo and halfling druid searching for a new life.
I'm Johnny Payne, and I play Zonimus Dinar, a half-elf rogue with a past he can't seem to escape.
I'm Brooke Bullock, and I play Coughran Stoneshaper, a young dwarf sorcerer setting out to understand his own arcane gifts.
And I'm Ash King, your dungeon master. Join us now for Tales from the Caliban Frontier. A new day dawns on the frontier. The previous night, you had fought off the Mighty Aldonza, destroying her before whatever nefarious plots that she may or may not have been a part of could have been followed through. You saved the Yotes pups, the pups and their pack, heading off to parts unknown, promising never to disturb these fine folks again. The various individuals that the Yotes pack had captured to serve as Aldonza's slaves did enjoy quiet, restful night, thanks to your efforts. For the most part, with the sun rising, they all have begun to make their way back to their homes. The McKee family does wait for a few moments just to kind of make sure if there's any other questions or any other loose ends that need to be tied up, that can be taken care of.
Are you guys going to ride back, or are you going to walk? We've got 3 of these horses with us. Do you want to take them and bring them back? I don't know. I'm just wondering how you guys are planning on getting back home.
It will be a hike, but we can manage it.
All right, because we don't want to leave you guys. If it's not too far, I guess probably be a few hours to get you back to your homestead.
Give or take.
All right.
Are there any orcs still here?
There's one.
I thought you said forks.
I'm going to approach him
Okay.
in Orcish, and much like when Coughran speaks Dwarven, he sounds different. Brother, did you get a chance to see the battle last night where your captor was felled?
Yes, you all fought bravely.
But you saw who fell her. Motion to Poppy.
The little one, yes. She's impressive.
She should be honored for this.
That is a fair assessment.
Could I persuade you to skin and tan the lioness portion of your captor? That is what she wants.
It would be a pleasure.
Do you require an outreach to the pouch?
For this, no. It is my thanks for your rescue.
This will take a while, I assume.
It will. No more than a day or so.
Do you know of the ranch, that direction, the horse ranch?
Yes.
You can leave it with them. They'll be expecting it.
As you wish.
And I will let the McKays know.
Yeah, a couple of orcs will actually go over and, between the two of them, they can heft this huge creature. They'll actually go with the McKees, so that way they have, workspace, basically.
Okay. And as we leave, I will do the handshake of arm hand.
Yeah, they'll
grab Conan.
Yeah, they'll clasp your forearm.
I'm just wondering, my friends, what do we want to do with... We also have a tent here.
It's a pretty
impressive tent.
pretty great tent.
Are there any wagons or anything here?
Not here.
Probably use magic.
Does it seem magical, or is it just...
Probably use magic to transport it is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it doesn't seem magical itself. However, Samson and Anthony, they look at one another.
Do you want a tent?
And they talk back and forth for a bit.
You can have a new bond.
Anthony looks back at you and says, permit us to return home. We have some wagons. We can hitch one up and bring it back here. And if you will allow us to use your horses, we can return faster to the ranch. And we can get some of ours hooked up and ready to go. Windrunner was inquiring, are you the ones who were needing the horses?
We are. That's why we found out that you had been missing. It's a blessing of the goddess that we even found this out in the first place, because Windrunner went to check out with you about the horses, and it was for our crew as we started to head out to the wilderness. But definitely, you all take the horses back, and we're going to check out this temple. So we'll leave the tent up, and it'll be a place for us to rest if we need to later on. But I think it's good for you to head on out there, and Windrunner can help you even bring back maybe the carts, and we can load up this tent and all the belongings, and I think it'd be good for all of us.
Yes, we'll return home and get what we need, and then we can come back and assist you with this task.
That's mighty kind of you.
Well, it was more than kind of you to come and rescue us.
Oh, it's all in a day's work.
They'll take the 3 horses and set off at a slow, easy pace, because they do still have some people who are on foot, but at least that way.
Enough. They've only got 5, 6... Oh, and they got the orcs that are going with them as well.
Well, the orcs, the orcs are used to long travels on foot. It's nothing new to them. But at least Sarah and, her dad's, and then their hands go with them. So it's not that big a deal. But they'll be able to get home a little faster.
Good.
In the morning, as everything's getting around, I would like to take a look at that scroll that I couldn't figure out yesterday. With a modified 19.
19? Okay. So you do uncover that this is a spell scroll of Hellish Rebuke.
Thank you.
And I guess I'm going to go sit up in front of the doors, and I'm going to have to ritual cast it. So I'm going to sit there and just look at them.
Okay.
Right, and you don't have to do that alone. We're all going to go up there with you. So we'll all be up there at the doorway. While she's doing that, I'm going to kind of look around. Not touching it, just kind of looking around as well.
Okay.
And I think Zonibus might be able to help with that as well.
For sure.
So these doors are 10 foot wide, like 20 feet tall. So big old doors. There's still kind of some rubble and a little bit of rock here and there, but the vast majority of it has been cleared away. You notice on these doors, there are carvings of dragons.
Can we tell what kind?
Give me a history or nature.
15.
15?
They're big dragons.
They're big.
Yeah. Okay.
Scaly? I knew it.
Scaly, yeah. Mm-hmm.
They got teeth.
Wings.
Got teeth. Yeah, so that's kind of part of the problem. Dragon lore is not that well known. Mostly what people know is Thundercrack. I can tell you, and you do kind of recognize that this is not the iconography of Thundercrack.
Okay.
This is different.
Does it seem like it's the same dragon over and over and over again? Do you see the same dragon twice, or does it seem like a variety of different dragons in the carvings?
It seems to be the same one.
So
Yeah, the same one depicted multiple times.
Dragon.
Oh, we're not anywhere near the Great Mother River here, are we?
No, the Great Mother River is a little farther. Yeah.
Okay. So this
You're a bit to the south of the Great Mother River. It's a little farther to the northwest.
Do the doors seem magical from my detect magic?
You're detecting some sort of magical seal on them, as if they've been sealed from the inside.
So presumably these doors have been shut for a long time because these people had to dig it out. But I can tell you that they have been sealed magically from the inside. So there may be something in there, alive or dead, is unclear.
Will, it's excavated now.
The doors are, at least.
The doors are, so they're exposed. We can't just cover them back up.
Are there handles on the
Can
doors?
we just turn and walk away too?
I think we need to...
Do we just put a sign up in front that says, "Do not enter possible zombies"?
Here there be...
Beware all ye who
dragons?
enter here.
You do notice, looking down, you see that there are carvings, possibly whatever language, the dragons used. But you do notice, it seems as though it's been translated a few times. So there's a draconic, and then below it, it's a written script that both the elves and the orcs tend to use for their language. It's a more archaic form. So, it's like us looking back at like old English text. They're not quite, doesn't look quite the same, but you can get a very rough translation. And what it says, all those who enter here do so by the permission of Nightmare, the Terrible Black. Cast away all hope and enter in awe.
Yeah, see, we'll just put that on a sign and stick it out up front. No one will go in. It's foolproof.
We don't have to worry about a sign. There's already one there.
Well, just in case someone can't read that language, like I didn't read that. Zonymous had to tell me what it said.
Does any of us know Draconic?
No.
People like that abomination would ignore that sign and try to get in. Look how hard all the trouble someone went through. And I think it was said earlier that she wasn't the head of the snake. So whoever the head of the snake is going to send someone else to pick up where she left off. Do we want them getting their hands on whatever is inside or unleashing it?
But I really don't want to fight a dragon today.
Well, there's no guarantee we're going to find a dragon in there, but I think we should try to get in.
Abandon hope. So we got to be like sad to get in?
Now cast away all hope.
Cast away all hope. Oh, yeah, I see. That's a different signal there.
You can see that's
the
a C
F's
there.
or the S's.
Yes, I see.
Zonymous, can you see if there's any kind of a trap to open this door?
Let me take a look.
Would be perception or insight if you would like to identify a trap.
12.
12.
And it's perception, right? Is that what you used?
I use the higher.
If I helped him out with that, could he get advantage on that? Since we're both kind of looking at this door?
Oh, and guidance.
You forgot your own cantrip.
I can cast guidance.
You can
as
cast
part
guidance on
my
yourself.
Subclass.
So my whole thing with like perception checks is that like,
Well, he's insight.
It's an individual thing.
yeah, it's kind of an individual perception or insight. It's it's an individual thing, so it's not something you can really give help on.
You hold his eyes open.
Yeah, it's like you hold his face so that he looks at something specific. But yes, I will let you do your guidance.
14.
14. With a 14, seems safe enough.
Is it a metal door?
Stone.
Since these doors are so large, I'm going to pull a fast one here. Let's see how good my deception is. Since these doors are so large, I'm now done with the door on the left. I'd like to go over and check the door on the right. Wink. We put a wink sound effect in there.
Blink, ding.
I stand up as he moves
know
over.
what?
I
Sure.
stand up and look at the door on the left.
You sweet talk me, do it.
Okay. Oh, wise and benevolent DM.
Could you roll worse? Gosh dang it.
I can't even find the door. I rolled a 1 on both the dice.
On both? On
The
both
sun glints in your eye. You feel a little bit like that dust mephit is.
I had to tell you what, I did not drink before I went to bed last night, so I'm just off my game.
Since they're stone, can Makran take a peek at?
With your stone cutting.
And he has some skills. He has some points in investigation too. So
He's a
Sure.
stone shaper.
Yeah.
He shaped the stone.
it rolled off of a natural 20 onto a 12.
And he's a dwarf.
So close. So the stone cunning is +4, and my investigation skill is 3. So rolled a 12. I don't know if that combines to a 19 or not, but
I would say I'll give you either your stone cunning or your investigation.
investigation. Yeah.
But doesn't a dwarf get you advantage on history checks that deal with stone?
No, that's just with advantage on poison saves
okay.
and things like that. So
So I would give you that. I would
so
give you
16, modified 16.
that. Okay. So with a 16, with your stone cutting, these carvings and these doors are ancient. We're talking, again, it's looking at the Great Pyramids, or the stepstone pyramids of the Aztecs and the Maya. Yeah. So we're talking like
Thousands of years.
that old, so old that most people have forgotten about it.
My detect magic lets me see what kind of magic it did the seal. I don't know if that would help our information at all.
If you keep concentrating, yeah.
And the seal itself,
Watch, the trick was just open the door. That was.
it's just kind of one of those spells that like it's been here for so long that it's almost just like background radiation.
But do I get the vibe that the spell is going to prevent us from opening the door?
Yes, the doors will stay shut until the seal is broke.
Okay.
So
We're going to have to break this seal on this door. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it by brute force, and I have no idea how to do that magically.
It's really old. See, you can just... That type of seam, I've read about it, but I don't know anybody that can make a seam like that nowadays.
And the other thing too, Makran, is that these doors are not weathered. So it's like they were carved and then they've been protected from the elements for so long with this. Again, it almost looks like there was a cave-in. So kind of like these stone that these people had to clear away caved in over this door.
And it's either got some type of protective magic or... Oh, wait, look. See the jaggedness up there in the ceiling? Like, I think all of this they cleared out. I think it collapsed down.
What did you find in the tent? You said something about a chest?
Yeah.
Was there any artifacts in there?
Maybe giant stone keys.
No, nothing to let us in.
Notes? A journal?
She did not seem to keep notes, no.
Do the doors have handles?
Not that you can tell.
There's not even no how are you supposed to even open the door? There's no handles. There's no butler to open it for you. I just don't know how you even would open it.
Unless they open go in.
Oh, the push doors.
Right. So everyone stand back. I'm going to give this a try.
The design of the dragons on the door, is that similar to the designs on the chalices?
No.
Okay.
You're looking at Mesoamerican-esque with kind of the blocky designs versus like the smooth lines of, I don't know,
Like
say Spanish kingdom that may have been influenced by Muslim rule for over 200 years. I don't know.
You know.
Thank you very much.
Now, Gideon, I don't know if this is helpful, but today I'm feeling like I could push something real hard if it failed a Constitution save.
What strange words you have for that.
I don't know if it would work on these doors, but I could try, and nobody would have to stand next to them in case there's a trap.
Is there a way to tell which way these doors go?
They do seem to push.
Okay. I would say let's go for that first. That way, and if no one's around, maybe you can push it through.
Okay, so I am going to cast Thunder Wave. I took that today because I felt like that was a good idea. And that is a con save.
Con save? Well,
it's a door.
It's a door.
But it does move objects.
Yeah, if they're pushed 10 feet, if they don't pass the
Unattached
save.
objects, unsecured.
Yeah, I would be in agreement with that. Is if these doors weren't sealed in the way that they are, then yes, I would say that like you could burst them open with Thunder Wave, but it does seem that they are magically sealed against intrusion.
There is a giant clap of thunder as well. And the doors look mad.
Somewhere,
I did 280.
somewhere off in the distance, a coyote looks up Thundercrack.
Well,
If you did it, yeah.
that didn't work.
So what we probably need is some way to dispel this magic.
I don't know how to do that. Makra, do you know how to do that?
I've heard of wizards being able to do that kind of stuff, but I don't know how to do that.
Circle back to me in, a few months.
The symbols on the door, do they seem like they could be pushed or maneuvered in any way?
Is there a sliding puzzle on this door that we can do and unlock?
Not really. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any movable or manipulatable doodle-doos, and that is a technical term.
What about not on the doors, on the walls, next to the doors?
Is there a book that we need to pull?
Or is there any kind of I don't know how much is excavated. Is there like a pedestal back
there a rock
before the doors?
that doesn't blend into the background?
No.
Is there a rock with a key inside of it?
Is there a rock
anyone look
that if
under
you
the
pick it
map?
up, it's hollow on the inside and there's a key in it?
A garden gnome, maybe?
They're getting to Carrie's house now.
We actually just changed all of our locks.
I would say that Makran and Poppy, if the two of you team up,
Let's hold hands.
and roll me some Arcana checks, I would allow you to see if you could break this seal because it's an ancient seal. It's weakened over time. So actually, I would say, okay, pick which one of you is the ritual leader, and that person rolls at advantage.
Okay, I got a +3. What do you got?
On Arcana, I also have +3.
So it's kind of 6 to 1, half dozen the other.
Yep. Whose dice are hotter today?
I don't know, but if you roll bad, it's your fault. So you get a roll.
What? Okay.
You have guidance. Maybe you could be praying over him while he's...
So I actually looked and I don't.
Well, I do.
He does.
Hasn't been enough time has passed for some more.
How much time has to pass?
Guidance. How often can you do that?
Once every
It's a cantrip,
round.
so
It's a cantrip.
if we're in rounds,
than
Oh
that.
yeah. Well, I didn't know if it was something like, oh, you can do this once per day, blah
Right.
blah blah.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
Oh, because of his.
Because of my thing.
Because it's not it's not a spell in the same way that.
Yeah, it's like, do you get it as a cantrip, as in like the same vein as like the racial abilities, or do you get it?
I've gained the cantrip guidance.
Okay, yeah, then go for it.
Makran?
Yeah.
Don't mess us up.
So you get advantage and you get a
D4.
I believe in you, Makran.
And
you can do
here's
this.
how I offer my assistant.
Wow.
Wildfire gives you a lick.
So the high roll is a 16. The D4 was a 4. That's 20. And my Arcana is 3, so 23 total.
Yeah, so with this, you do crack this ancient draconic seal.
So I feel really inspired, and I reach out and I try to connect with the arcane energy, the leftovers of it that might be there, and I just try to almost like paper, kind of like try to push through it or rip it or tear it, and then there's like a little flash or a spark or something maybe. I think I touched it.
You think you got this down?
And I reach back out to the door. I don't feel it now. But there was something there, but it was like when you just break the surface of the water or something, paper, parchment gets wet, kind of falls apart in your fingers. I don't know, we could try to push it.
Good job, Makran. I knew you could do it.
I trust you, Makran. You want to help me push this door open?
Okay.
We're going to put our shoulders to it and try and push this door open.
All right, yeah, with a mighty heave-ho, and it's that creak of these doors have been closed forever. So it does take you a little bit of maneuvering, throwing your shoulders into it, but slowly, inch by inch, they creep open, and you find yourselves inside of, apparently, the Temple of Nightmare.
Howdy friends, Michael Cross here, taking just a few moments away from Red Dirt D&D, asking you to become a patron of this podcast. Your support means we can add a lot of extra niceties to the show in the form of artwork and music, as well as supporting our cast and crew. Patrons get early access to content as well as bonus material, along with access to our Discord server. You can even get an invite to monthly Q&A sessions and DM classes, maybe even a 2-hour game session with our very own Dungeon Master, Ash King. We have 6 different monthly levels to choose, ranging from $5 to $100. Head over to patreon.com/reddirtdnd right now to show your support for this new podcast. Now, back to Tales from the Caliban Frontier.
So you have entered the Temple of Nightmare.
With dark vision, anything that I can see, like right in the openings or in the shadows.
So the thing about this temple, pitch black. So even technically with dark vision still does rely a little bit on some sort of light source. It's just that you can see farther. With the little bit of sunlight that's still kind of streaming through the open doors, you do see it's a short hallway, about 25 feet. And you see on the far wall in front of you what looks like a big mural.
If there's any details there, that I can make out, I try to tell people what that are before we enter.
Yeah, so on this huge mural, you have right in the center this absolutely massive black dragon. Wings outstretched. It actually kind of glows, so it's like a little phosphorescent paint that has been used to add in these acid green details on the body. The eyes themselves seem to be almost... You'd think that if there was actual light in here, like they probably would look like they were almost alive. But you see that bowing and presenting items to this dragon, you just see a multitude of... There are some that look like draconic humanoids, so maybe potentially dragonborn, some smaller ones that look like kobolds, but then also regular people, orcs, elves, gnolls. So again, a little hard to make out because all of the carvings here are pretty much exclusively in draconic.
I'm going to light up a torch.
Okay.
Oh, I can do that.
Okay.
Druidcraft. I never get to use that one.
That's true. I never thought about using Druidcraft to light up a torch. That's a good one.
Yeah.
And just kind of, I want everyone to stay back, maybe 5-10 feet. Let me go in and see what I can see.
Okay.
I would like to go ahead and stealth at this point.
Give me that stealth roll.
Do we all want to be real sneaky?
Yeah, actually, it's probably best for all sneaky.
Because I can make that happen.
20.
20. Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, and I think that we don't want to alert any possible nightmares of our presence. So I'm just gonna, I think we should be real sneaky, and I'm gonna reach out and call to the shadows and channel my inner Zonimus. And I'm gonna give his pass without trace.
Okie dokes.
I love one of my favorite spells.
So that's a +10 to everybody.
And if we are gonna
So you have a 30, Zonimus.
I have my own torch, of course, but also Wildfire's gonna come with us. I made him sit on the sidelines too long.
Yeah. He's our Scooby-Doo. He's part of our team.
His name is Wildfire. I don't know who the Scooby-Doo is. He did solve the mystery, though.
So what did we get? We got a 30 for Zonimus.
Thank goodness for that +10. I got a 16.
16.
Modified 20.
Modified 20.
27.
27. Okay. So yeah, you guys are pretty. You managed.
Do I need to roll for Wildfire?
Yes.
Okay.
If he is sneaking along.
I don't have his dex pulled up. Oh no. 15.
15.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's not used to being sneaky.
Yeah, he's low to the ground.
His claws make the clicking sound that dogs make on the tile.
It's a stone. It's a stone floor. It's been carved like into and out of the side of this mountain, so you get that nice little clicky.
Is it nice and smooth and debris free?
Yes. On the inside, it's fairly clean, other than just the ravages of time. Maybe there's been like an earthquake that has shook some things loose. But it's not as if like these hallways were choked up with debris.
So I guess we make our way in.
So it's this large vestibule that you've entered into. You've got the mural on the far wall in front of you. To the left and right of the mural do seem to be hallways. So hallway to the left, hallway to the right, both still going forward deeper into the temple.
I don't want to be that guy, and I am on our side. The thing that triggered me saying stealth was Gideon saying he was lighting a torch, and then me saying stealth triggered everyone a sneak roll. Are you holding a torch?
I have to hold a torch. Otherwise, we can't see inside here.
Okay.
We're letting Gideon be the target while the rest of us are moving to the shadows.
Is that what's happening?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I'm leading with the torch.
I'm not standing right next to you in that torchlight.
No. I'm because we got to be about 30 feet from you.
What was important to the question I was going to ask?
Okay.
What was
So she can stay back. You guys can stay back.
What's more that whole just like, he's got a torch, but it's also has something spotted you yet.
Right. So, do I recognize any of the architecture in this place? I feel like I walked into a grand vestibule and there was a hallway once before and an old temple out here. Is it just eerily coincidental? Is there familiarity?
It's definitely that eerie, like...
When you go to a Walmart in a town that's not yours.
Yeah.
It's very similar, but it's also very different.
The toy department's supposed to be over here.
Yeah, they put pets in the back? What?
Yeah. Well, and then also it's kind of that whole... The scenario feels familiar, but as far as the actual appearance, different.
Okay.
I am heading to the left hallway.
To the left? Okay. So as you start to head to the left, everything you own in the box to the left, you start to hear a hissing sound.
I hold up my hand.
Is it comforting?
No, not in the slightest. As coming into the torchlight, the appearance reminds you of a Komodo dragon. They're medium creatures coming in. Fortunately, they have not spotted you just yet. You see them before they see you. But it's a pair of very lizard-like creatures, all black with acid green accents. Look vaguely like the dragon on the carving, but they don't have wings.
Are they bipedal?
Quadrupedal.
Quadrupedal, okay. Making sure I had that right.
Do they just look full bestial, or like there's any kind of intelligence, sentience?
More bestial. But they haven't spotted you yet, so you will get a surprise round.
I am going to pull out my gun and...
It's going to be so loud.
I'm dual wielding swords and stuff.
I'm so good with my gun now.
I mean, be honest to Gideon. If Gideon would reach for his revolver, then Gideon would reach for his revolver.
I think it's probably an appropriate time to roll initiative.
I agree.
Oh my.
But you will get a surprise round.
Guys, I rolled double digits for initiative.
I've dropped the dice now. I'm officially one of the
Well,
game.
I know where it went. I know where your old initiative went.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Zonimus, what you got?
I am at a grand total of 9.
Uh-oh.
Oh, how the turntables have turned.
How the turns have tabled.
22.
A good old 8.
And a dirty 20. Yeah.
Took me a while to figure out what dirty 20 meant.
It's a 20 that doesn't come naturally.
That's right.
So, Gideon, you are first on the draw.
Yep. And I am going to fire.
All right.
Oh, no. 13.
Well, you're rolling at advantage because it's a surprise round.
Oh,
First off,
well, no, 13.
13. Okay. Hey,
The dice have spoken.
the dice have spoken.
Stop arguing with it.
Giving you a chance. Okay, yeah. So with a 13, you take aim, and it's a close shot, but not quite. As you, basically, the only thing you do is successfully alert these creatures to your presence, as they look up and see you, Gideon, and they both hiss very loudly and unhappily. Poppy.
Okay. I'm going to cast Ice Knife. Good old fave here. So let's see how this goes. That's going to be a 22.
22 will hit.
We'll say I hit dude number 1 for, oh man, 2.
2.
But the target and each creature within 5 feet must succeed on a dex saving throw, which is DC 13.
13? Okay. So one will pass with a 15, the other will fail with a 9.
Okay, so the one that passed just passed. He good.
Yep.
The one that failed takes 7 cold damage.
7. Okay, yeah. You throw this ice knife and it lands in the shoulder of one of these very Komodo dragon monitor lizard looking things. And so it sticks and it does that initial damage and then it just bursts. The one creature gets out of the way, the other one, takes some ice shards to the face and, hisses and you see the tongue flick.
Oh, and I told Wildfire to wait. Don't do
Wildfire.
anything.
Yeah, Wildfire is like standing still.
He'll hold a bite action if your eye is attacked.
Okay, alright. So, were it not a surprise round, this would be the lizard thing's turn. But since it is a surprise round, we're going to roll right over to Zonimus.
How far away?
Probably about 30 feet.
I could get there. Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Okay.
Preferably the one that she's damaged the most.
Okay.
I need new dice. 11.
11. Nope, not good enough.
Okay.
Now you're right there.
Well, I have another weapon in my hand. That wasn't good enough either.
What was it?
It's 8 on the die,
Oof. Nope.
but I'm here.
But you're here now.
And they have no idea. They just feel lightly fanned.
Well, I was about to say,
swinging
unless you take a bonus action to hide again, they
Oh,
technically
I do have
know
cunning.
you.
Does the thing still...
As long as you're within 30 feet of me,
Yeah, you're within 30 feet of her.
because you just moved 30 feet.
19?
90? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you blend back into the shadows.
That was a good shot. Oh, there he's gone.
Yeah. And there he goes. So there are like these little alcoves on the sides here. Because basically you came through the doors, up the hall, you get the big vestibule, and then you guys went to the left. And kind of once you get about right to at the start of the hall, these creatures appeared at the other end of the hall. And there are a series of larger alcoves. Each alcove has a sarcophagus. And you kind of duck behind the alcove at the very end of the hall, tucking yourself behind that sarcophagus. So, McBride.
So I spent some of the night just pondering and thinking about how did that creature cause me to sleep like that, and almost kind of reverse engineering. I tried to trace the feeling back. And so he takes a little handful of sand and flings it toward these things for a point that's about right in the middle between the two of them. If either one of them has less than 27 hit points, they fall asleep.
Neither of them have less than that.
There we go. Apparently no effect. Darn it. I thought that's how it worked. I don't know.
They both remain completely awake.
But dirtier now.
But dirtier with some magical sand that whispered their way on the wind.
Yes. So, anything else you'd like to do this turn, McBride?
He is then going to and pull out his warhammer.
Okay. I like it. All right, back to you, Gideon.
I am going to call on the goddess for a little extra oomph to my weapon and cast Divine Favor.
Okie dokies.
And I am going to shoot again.
All right.
That's much better. 18.
18. Oh, yes, that will definitely hit.
11 points of damage.
Okie dokie. All right, yeah, you shoot one pretty good. You are starting to see some of that acid green appear more on their scales as they're being attacked. But that will bring us to Poppy.
Going to lean down to Wildfire's ear and put my hands in the fur next to his ear. I'm going to say, what do you think, Wildfire? Should we just keep firing off spells and use all our spell slots? Or should we dive in and take him out ourselves? Does he seem like he wants to go?
No.
Okay. So we're going to...
Yeah, no, he seems to be very frozen in place.
How?
This is beyond his ken.
Yeah. How far away are they from, like, walls?
Oh, they're pretty close. The hall is pretty tight. It's only 10 feet wide.
What is the structural integrity of this? Because we
pretty good.
Okay, so we'll just... Here's what we're going to do. Gideon's already fired a gun. So let's do Thunder Wave again.
Okay.
They gotta make a con save. 13.
That is a 5 and a 6.
Ooh. I'm gonna grab a couple of d8s here. Oh, yay. That's gonna be a 13 damage.
Okay.
And they are pushed back 10 feet, and we hear a lot of stuff back.
Yeah, they both get blasted back.
Does it provoke in your world, does it?
No, because it has to be...
Forced.
Willing movement does. If it's an unwilling movement, say, by Thunder Wave, then not necessarily, because you weren't preparing for it.
And also you hit... You're not still right next to them, are you?
Technically, he is.
Because if you're in a 15-foot cube, you gotta save, my dude.
No. Then there's that. Why didn't you just shut up?
Con save
me?
DC 13.
Con save. That's my bad one. DC 13.
Friendly fire!
Give myself guidance.
You need to learn some sorceress tricks.
Can I give myself guidance?
No, and it technically wouldn't even help on this anyways.
No. Did you fail?
I didn't succeed.
So you take 13 damage and you're pushed 10 feet away from me.
So I'm still right there with them.
You're just plastered to the wall.
Could I interest you in shape spell? How much?
13. I'm sorry, Pa.
And I just...
She didn't know you were there.
You were hiding. I thought you ran away.
Well, I did pop up to swing at them.
Yeah, but then you disappeared. I didn't know where you went.
But you're learning, aren't you?
Now I know. Okay. When Zonomus disappears, I have no clue.
I don't think I could take that at level 20.
All right. So we will move on to the lizards. You could almost say that they were drakes that guard stuff. So the guard drakes, they've been plastered up against the wall. They pop down and they're going to basically... I'm picturing that, like, monitor lizard thing where it's like when they want to run, they, like, pop up on their back legs and just run towards you, mouths agape. So they're running, they have a 30-foot movement that they can get up to you. Well, almost back up to you guys. There's about a 10-foot difference there. But they're trying to close that difference so that they can attack the majority of you.
Also, Wildfire continues to do the thing that he did earlier, where he holds an action unless he or I are attacked.
Yes. So they almost, but not quite. Actually, they're going to go ahead and dash. So that way they're up there, but they can't attack this turn. So that'll be it for them. Provoke.
Does that provoke? They ran away from me. I went with them.
Yes. Take your stab.
So wise and benevolent.
That I am.
Ooh, my goodness. That's a lot of math. 24.
24 will hit.
Okay. 10.
10? Okay. Alright, so they are both looking bloodied by now. There's one who's definitely looking a little bit worse than the other.
Is it my turn now?
Yes, because it was the guard drakes, and they just ran up to the rest of your party, so now it is your turn. You are basically behind them.
Okay, I will move to them and go for the one that looks worse than the other.
Hawkeye.
8?
8?
No?
Nope. Not quite.
And I guess 11 doesn't do it either.
Not either.
And my cunning action, I'll step into the shadows.
All right. Give me that stealth.
Right.
What'd you get?
10.
Plus your 10 from me.
Oh, right. So 20.
That's because I'm not concentrating on anything
Forgot about
else.
that.
I'm only concentrating on that, and
Yes.
that lasts for an hour.
20.
Yep.
Thank you for that reminder.
Yes, so you are poof back into the shadows. Coughran.
All right. Oh, yes. Okay, so a modified 23 to hit as
Okay.
he swings at whichever one might be closest.
They're both equidistant.
There you go. And then there is 11 points of damage from the Warhammer.
Okay.
But as it hits, there's a thunderous smite and an additional 7. I rolled pretty low.
Oof. Okay, yeah, there's one of them that definitely looks ready to go down. However, with the sounds of battle ringing out throughout
Gideon
this
shot a gun.
ancient temple.
Twice.
Gideon
Underway
shot
girl?
a sting. Well, Gideon shot the gun. I wouldn't have done it if Gideon hadn't already made a ruckus.
I left. I went out the front door.
Yes, with the sounds of battle ringing out through this once quiet and ancient temple to this mysterious black dragon nightmare. We'll have to find out next time what secrets are in store in the Temple of Nightmare.
Red Dirt D&D Tales from the Caliban Frontier is Ash King as our Dungeon Master, Brooke Bullock as Macron Stoneshaper, Johnny Payne as Zonimus Dinar, Kiri Hester as Poppy Tealeaf, and I'm Michael Cross as Gideon Block. Our sound producer is Mark Coughran. Our theme music was created by the cinemagician P.J. Castillo. Our incidental music comes from Jeffrey McBride. Our sound effects and additional music courtesy of tabletopaudio.com. We here at Red Dirt D&D could really use your help in getting the word out about us. If you like what you've heard, make sure and subscribe, rate us, and leave a comment. Also, tell your friends about Red Dirt D&D and share us on social media. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and reddirtdnd.com. You can also support the show at patreon.com/reddirtdnd. We have several giving levels to help us grow up big and strong. Join us next time as we go deeper into the Caliban Frontier.